Hello, I'm just about to go get the train from London to Paris for the weekend, and I'm primarily going because my parents who live in the US are going to be passing through the city, and since it's relatively easy for me to get there, I thought it was a good excuse to see them and to spend some time with them, but I'm also hoping to see some bookish locations because I have this little leaflet of a literary guide to Paris, which has a route map in it of a number of spots where authors had lived or worked, and coincidentally this route ends around the area of Paris where I'm going to be staying. So I'm hoping to see some of these sites and also maybe go to the famous Shakespeare and Company bookshop and pick up some books, and I thought it'd be fun to do a vlog of the whole experience and take you along with me. So I'm gonna set out now, and it'll hopefully be a fun and relaxing weekend. So I am back from a gay Paris and had an absolutely lovely time, but on the train ride back, I started to feel increasingly poorly, and by the time I was back in London, I was feeling quite sick, and so I've had a cold, which has knocked me out for a few days, and which is why I look quite rough now. But yeah, it was absolutely wonderful seeing my family and wandering around Paris and being in the Montparnasse neighborhood, especially because this was an area of the city which was frequented by Jean Rhys, who is one of my favorite writers. So seeing the Avenue de Maine, which is referenced in some of her work, and going to Le Select Cafe, which is a brasserie that was frequented by Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald, and going to the Montparnasse Cemetery to see some of the notable literary and artistic figures and political figures that were buried there. So like a very stark tomb for Samuel Beckett and Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir, and the great filmmaker Agnes Varda. It was really touching to see her grave, because I'd seen her speak once before she died. I love her films and her documentaries. Also Susan Sontag's grave. I saw Susan Sontag speak a number of years ago, so quite humbling to see her grave there. I'm not sure why she was buried in Paris, but also the grave of Eugene Ionesco, who is one of my all-time favorite writers. I have quite a few of his books up there on my shelves, and so yeah, it was really interesting seeing all those locations, as well as just being in the city in general and soaking up the atmosphere. The only thing that was slightly disappointing while I was there was that I was there at the weekend, and so Shakespeare and Company was so busy. There was a long queue, as I showed, to get into the actual shop, and because I was out doing things with my parents, we just didn't have enough time to wait and go book shopping while I was there, though I went to a number of different bookshops, and it was wonderful looking at some French language books, as well as a few English language books that were in a number of bookshops. So yeah, I didn't actually buy any books while I was there. So I've had to make up for that, and now that I was feeling a bit better today, I went out to Waterstones to pick up a couple of books that I've been meaning to get. So just purchased these, Sanjeev Sahot's new novel, The Spoiled Heart, and Sarah Perry's new novel, Enlightenment, a signed Waterstones exclusive edition that has these fun end papers in them. So looking forward to reading these books, but I hope you enjoyed this fun little vlog about a weekend trip to Paris, and I'd love to hear if you have any favorite literary spots in Paris, or any favorite spots in general in Paris that you have been to, or if you've been inspired by seeing any of the sites in my video and gone to visit them yourself since watching this. Please let me know about that in the comments below. But I hope you're doing well and in good health, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.